Hey YouTube, this is your man Sonny Wayne Fella coming to you once more. I want us to talk a little bit today concerning those expatriates, or I don't want to use any name that will be demeaning to people, because I bet I won't want anyone using that name on me or any of us from Liberia. Welcome back, subscribers. And those who haven't subscribed, please give it a try, okay? You don't have to pay anything, not a dime. But today I want us to talk a little bit about the Lebanese. You know, I was born in Liberia, and for so many years, the Lebanese ran our economy. And we hear stories from the grapevine that they give the government officials briefcases of money and to enable them protect the Lebanese and their businesses. But then many a times we realized that the citizens of Liberia are in some way abused because of the opportunity and the right that are given to these people because of the money that they have and what they give to our people who are in leadership. You know, Lebanon is not a very nice country. And one of the reasons you see a lot of them are in Liberia is because they fled the country due to war and also due to poverty. Things are not going well in Lebanon. And I want you to watch this video and see for yourself what I'm talking about. Their banks are closed. They don't have food. They don't have jobs for their workers, for their people. People are dying from sicknesses and illnesses because they don't have a good health system. I don't know, sometimes when I think or look at Liberia and see Lebanon, which is better? They are living in abject poverty. But when they come to our country, with the little money that they bring, we tend to sell our birthrights. We see now that they're getting involved in the demise of people. And I don't have 100% proof, but this young lady that was murdered, they found her body in the fence of a Lebanese family. So I don't know. I'm not judging. I'm not the court. I can't decide. But I'm sure there was something diabolical that went on that caused this young lady demise. Princess. So I just want to encourage and admonish us Liberians that Lebanese are not God. They are not Jesus Christ. What they are smart. They leave their poverty-stricken country and come to Liberia and live a decent life, better than you and I. A very decent life. Live in better homes, drive better cars, and we tend to worship them because of what they bring to the table. Our leadership sell our birthright to them by giving them whatever authority they want. I understand now maybe they could even be citizens of Liberia. Citizens of Liberia. You can imagine that? Yeah, maybe that's a good thing. Maybe it will bring development. But I don't see such in the country, Lebanon. Lebanon is not the best. And I want you to sit back, relax, and watch this clip, okay? See for yourself what I'm talking about. And maybe you can draw your own conclusion. This is the clip.
New mode of transport in Lebanon's impoverished north. A new reality. in a country where nearly 80% of people are poor. Tuk-tuks are becoming more popular as the high cost of living changes the way of life.
Life has become very difficult, so we are always looking for ways to save money. And it's half the price to use tuk-tuks instead of cars.
It's been 3 years since the economy collapsed. Already vulnerable, the global rise in food and fuel prices has worsened Lebanon's situation. Politicians blamed for decades of corruption and mismanagement are failing to agree on a recovery plan.
For most of Lebanon's people, life has changed. Basic necessities are unaffordable, especially since the cash-strapped state ended subsidies on basic goods.
In a country that imports nearly everything, food price inflation is among the highest in the world. People's diets have changed.
We used to sell between 200 to 300 chickens a day. Now we sell about 50. Sales have been affected across the board, whether vegetables or even clothes.
Bread, a main staple, is 6 times more expensive as production costs spiral. Power cuts last most of the day. Not everyone can afford diesel for private generators. Others switch to wood stoves since a gas cylinder costs half of the minimum monthly wage.
People are returning to old traditions, but we have to use wood because we are affected by the fuel and electricity crisis.
Millions like Rami Awake can't rely on their savings because banks have locked depositors from their dollar accounts, or funds they can access are worth less. That's why the local currency, the lira, devalued against the dollar by more than 90%.
I used to get paid $13.50 an hour. We had a good life. We used to afford to eat at restaurants. Now, my pay is worth less than $2 an hour. We can't even attend funerals because we can't afford transportation.
The crisis has pushed the middle class into poverty, and as long as politicians refuse steps to make the economy viable again, it's likely to sink even deeper. Zara Khudr, Al Jazeera, Bibnin, North Lebanon. Lebanon's second largest city was left to decay. El Tel Square is in the historic heart of Tripoli. The 19th century architecture in a state of neglect. Mismanagement and corruption by those who have been governing for decades are blamed for the situation now.
All these beautiful monuments are important for us, but we are concerned with putting food on the table.
These markets, or what are known as souks, are rich in history and culture. But Tripoli is one of the poorest places in a country struggling with a collapsed economy. The crisis means more business for cobblers. There's extreme poverty in the city, where unemployment rates reach 60%. And their hardship is getting worse because politicians have done little to reverse the economic implosion.
In the past, people threw away their old shoes. They were able to afford new ones. Now they can't even afford the cheapest pair of shoes.
Preserving traditions is also a challenge. The copper and brass business is a centuries-old trade that is passed on from one generation to the next.
We are barely working. Few can afford brass. Instead, they're buying aluminum and stainless steel.
Another old craft is soap making. It's still being done by hand in this coastal city. But inside these ancient walls, people feel forgotten. Since the end of the Civil War in 1990, there has been no project to promote development.
The city has the ability to lure tourists, whether foreign or Lebanese expats, yet the authorities have done nothing to preserve the historical monuments and bring life back to this place.
Centuries ago, this courtyard, or what is known as a khan, was a place where traders and travelers meet. Today, it is empty.
Tripoli is considered the second most archaeologically important city from the Mamluk Empire after the Egyptian capital, Cairo. The Mansouri Mosque is among some of the structures remaining from that era.
Remnants from other eras as well are found here, but Tripoli's history is overshadowed by a turbulent recent past and a grim reality. In
It is 5 a.m. in the Burj Hamoud neighborhood of Beirut. George has only slept a few hours.
وهاي البلا سكر لشيخ الشباب.
George is a security guard, but since the beginning of the crisis, he's had to open this small shop.
بدنا ناكل، نعيش عائلة، في عنا مصاريف، في عنا بيوت، في عنا أجارات، في عنا هاي الحياة. يعني إذا ما اشتغلتي أصلاً بتقعدي بالبيت بتصيري بتمدي إيدك دينوني، بلا ما نتدين نشتغل بعرق جبيننا ومنطعمي عائلتنا.
Early each morning, George wakes his family and gets ready to go to his second job.
شو حبيبي؟ كيفك؟ وعيد؟
He lives with his wife and his 5 children. Everyone has to work, even the youngest child, who is 18 years old.
بنتي ست ريدا يلي أصغر شي بالبيت هلا كمان بدها تلبس وتروح على الشغل لأنه نحن وقفناها على المدرسة. الوضع ما بيسمح نقدر ندفع مصاري، لا أوتوكار فينا ندفع ولا القسط فينا ندفع ولا كتب فينا نجيب، منتهيين على الآخر.
It's time to go.
حتى قهوتنا بنشربها يلا يلا لحتى نلحق نروح على الشغل ورا عشرة الصيف.
Since there is no electricity, Citrida puts on her makeup by the light of her smartphone. She's a beautician's apprentice and earns just €7 per month. As for Georges, since the devaluation of the Lebanese pound, his salary has dropped from €900 to €60 per month.
لو بكفي ما بشتغل بوعة من الساعة 5 كمان. عم بوعة من الساعة 5 للساعة 10 بالليل وقت ببقى. لو بكفي.
You just saw what I talked about, okay? How Lebanon is and how people are struggling to even find survival. It is difficult. It is really, really tight. I'm not saying that anyone should revolt against them. The Lebanese that are in Liberia, they are helping one way or the other, whatever way they can. I believe the government knows. I don't know. You don't know. But they sell stuff to us to be able to build and live a semi-decent life. But I just brought this to you to let you know that there are not people that you can lay down on the ground for to walk over you. Because they have their issues too. Lebanon, there are a lot of stuff that goes on in Lebanon that you will be amazed when you hear about them. So I want you to be careful. Those of you in authority, those of you in leadership, those of you that are leading our people, be very mindful. These people are smart. They come to our country to overtake our country. Because that's what's happening today. Every corner you pass in, there's a Lebanese store. There are resort places that they are putting up. And why the Liberians themselves don't have those kind of luxurious places, even though Liberians are trying, and I must commend them for what they are doing. But we got to be mindful. They are not gods. They are not Jesus Christ. They are nothing but just like you and I. Because just the way Liberia is filthy with garbage everywhere, that's the same way Lebanon is. The same way you don't get paid is the same way Lebanon is. The same way you are paid little or nothing is the same way those in Lebanon are getting paid. So they are not so special or extraordinary people. Maybe you don't know about it. That's why I'm bringing it to you so that you can step back and re-examine your thought process. That these people are looking for survival as well as you are. So let us not sell our birthright to them. Because Liberia is for Liberians, not Lebanese. Subscribers, thanks for returning. And thanks for being who you are and supporting my channel. I really appreciate you, and I just hope that you will continue to share my video, like, subscribe, and also to hit the notification bell because I need your help. I know it's tough. I'm here in the States, and when I look at the analysis, there are very few people in Liberia that watch my video. There are more here in the States. But this message is truly for those in Liberia. So if you can, pick up your phone and check YouTube out, you will see what I'm talking about. You will hear it. And I hope and pray that it help you through what you're going through in our beloved country. Thank you.